guys, hello. Welcome everybody, welcome. Friday? It's Friday. How's everybody doing today? How's everybody doing? Let's get started, guys. Let's get started. As you can see, we've been sprucing up the character list. We will get started with our character right here. This is the Rifle Spear build, guys. We are working on it. We're doing a playthrough, right? We ran to get the Rifle Spear. So, if you guys are wondering what this is, if you didn't read the video comments, right, or the video description, that's what it is. We're playing Bloodborne. Rifle Spear build, let's go. Guys, before we get started, I want to say thank you guys for stopping by. My name is Frank Gallows, and I stream every day, or as often as possible, folks. Usually on the weekdays, take the weekends off. 8 p.m. Eastern Time, guys, that's when I usually start streaming. We're going to try to stay on schedule. I do kind of want to get started a little bit more early, because I just want to be on longer to get more exposure, stuff like that, you know, blah, blah, blah. Guys, if you're watching on the YouTube, there's a link to my channel in the description. Why don't you stop by, watch me live. You can also follow my YouTube channel. I do appreciate it, guys. Everybody watching on Twitch, you know what it's about. Let's go. Before we do actually get started, though, let's take a look at our stats, right? We are running Rifle Spear. We're running Lone Survivor. I worked a lot on Mugen Monkey to get this build going, so if you guys are following along, I do want to make this an actual build that, you know, is actually usable in like the end game and the playthrough. So we're running Lone Survivor, guys, and the goal is, I will tell you straight up, right? I'll tell you straight up what the build is going to be. Origin, Lone Survivor. Vitality is going to go to 50. Endurance is going to be at 11. Strength is going to be at 28. Skill is going to be at 50. Blood Tinge is going to be at 9. And Arcane is at 15. Now the Arcane is at 15, so we can use Beast for. The Strength is going to be at 28, so that we can carry the Gatling gun. You know, so we can have some PvP fun later. Probably the cannon. I'm going to have to pick up the cannon and see how much that weighs. And everything else is just to try to min-max the Rifle Spear. Right, so that's what we're doing. The Blood Tinge we're just keeping just enough for the Rifle Spear. We're not going to be, you know, spamming the bullets too much, just probably for verses and stuff like that. The plan is to have runes on that will basically replenish our health and replenish our bullets. I do think off the top of my head there's going to be Odin Rive and Blood Rapture, as well as the health one, Clockwise Metamorphosis. That is the plan. And if you guys are following along, feel free to. The Rifle Spear, it has its strength and it has its weaknesses. So, you know, experience it for yourself, see if you like it. As far as the backup weapon goes, right now we just have the axe, but as you can see, we have no investments in it, right? Everything is Rifle Spear. And we're just trying to play naturally. We're not going to do anything crazy, right? We're not going to do any crazy skips or like chalice dungeons, like sneaky chalice dungeons, right? None of that. And yeah, so we're also sending everybody over to the clinic, because in our last playthrough we sent them all to the chapel. And I'm pretty sure, I forgot what we were actually doing yesterday. I think we stopped around Dark Beast Parl, right? Because we were I was like showing you guys how tough he is with this Rifle Spear. You are gonna have some bad times some of the time, guys, right? All you can do is try to work around your weaknesses. I do think we'll end up either picking a repeating pistol or a Ludwig's rifle just to help us out a little bit. Later on down the line, I do think we will also grab a piercing rifle from the DLC. And yeah, let's see what we have to do. So what I want to do is stop at the sick room. And then we're going to go to Cathedral Ward. We're going to see what we can do there. Cause sorry guys, you know, I played a bunch of Bloodborne on my other characters, right, so I kind of forgot what spot I'm at. You know, we're going to figure it out together, though. Unfortunately, we're going to have a hell of a loading screen. This is just how it is with this game. Alright, so we did send a couple people off to this Forsaken place, didn't we? Let's see what she has to say.
Oh, hello. You're safe. What a relief. He's safe with me now. I'm thrilled to have another. Here you are, as promised.
Okay. We missed. So we sent a couple people off, didn't we? Well, we sent quite a few people off. Wow.
What would I do without you.
I know, I'm great.
You're really making a difference.
Oh yeah, I am. Uh-oh. That cheeky laugh she had at the end.
What would I ever do? You're really making...
Yeah. Oh, everybody's super boned, unfortunately. So we have that complete. Now, I do want to go to, we're gonna have to take the long way back because, basically, I want to make sure that when we talk to Eileen, we don't meet her. If you go to, Gascoigne's, site, we'll take a look at the names now, right? We're gonna go back to the Hunter's Dream. But if you just walk there from here and you find Henrik there, you do not get Eileen's emote that she gives you. Make sure you talk to her first. She's right outside the Cathedral Ward. We'll take a look and see if she's there now. And you know, if you don't talk to her there and you fight Henrik, basically what will happen is, you know, you'll help her out and you progress a quest line, but you'll miss the emote, and then you'll have to go to the next playthrough to get to it. Just keep that in mind, folks. Man, it's the end of the week already, huh? Time flies by when you're playing Bloodborne. It really does. But that said, I'm kind of hurting right now because I do desperately need PS Plus because I have a lot of characters I'm trying to build, and playing through this game a bunch of times. I know I have a lot of fun doing it, but sometimes I just need an easy way to get my characters up there. I can't do this every damn time. So we'll check if Eileen is there. She's usually right over here. There she is. So, as you guys see, follow the path if you're like playing along with me, right?
Oh, hello there. Perfect timing. I must warn you not to go near the tomb below Erden Chapel in the Cathedral Ward.
Yeah.
Henrik, an old hunter, has gone mad.
Hmm.
And he's my mark.
So there you go. There's the Shishima.
Don't go near the tomb below Erden. I have business there first.
So she warns us not to go there, right? I believe if you don't go down there, she will die. I really never finish her quest line, right? I always do it. I never mess it up. So I do think she'll die, though. She can also die if you go down there and you just let Henrik beat the crap out of her. You can also hit her by accident, so be very careful. Henrik can also kill you very easily. He's real strong, for whatever reason. Just real strong. I do think if you miss her questline, you don't get her Hunter Oath-Rune, and you might really want to get that. Once we get it, we'll take a look at it. It's pretty good for PvE and PvP, so you might want to get it the first time around, and then you can, you know, have fun later. And our stats aren't great, right? Because we're just playing legit. So we're gonna get to 25 skill, then we'll work on our Vite. You know, we'll probably get 20 Vite and sit comfortably, and then we'll start working on the skill again. And that is the plan. And hopefully we'll get a Twin Bloodstone Shard pretty soon. I do think we can't even use any runes yet, yeah, so... we're probably gonna beeline it over to Hemwick as soon as we can. I do think, did we stop by Yargul? We did stop by Yargul. Right, we did. You guys don't know where Hemwick is, where he's at? He's down by the Gascoigne boss room. You see him down there, by that tree. He's just standing there. And like I said, he's super strong. Be careful. If you die, just run back down here and fight him. Just try your best to kill him. I don't know what to tell you guys. Except I have messed up sometimes, but you know, then you have to restart if you want to finish the quest lines. Basically, we're trying to bait him into doing an attack. Now we can get this nice visceral on. Your best bet if you have a weapon like this is to basically backstab him and get the visceral out. If you have really high skill at this point, you should be okay for the most part. Just keep in mind he does hit extremely hard. And he loves to spam. Oh. Oh no. Oh no. Get him, Eddie, get him. She got him. Now, I hope to God that she's still standing there. Because we get another emo for helping her. So please, Eileen, please be standing there. Please, please. Please. Please, I need it. That was a way to start the stream, huh? We gotta stare at the loading screen. So let's let's hightail it back. Come on, please. Yep. Pro tip, guys, if you kind of tap your roll button at the end of the jumps, you can usually do a little roll out of it. Keep moving a little bit. It's not gonna protect you. Are they still fighting? Okay, I guess the fight reset itself. Really dodged the bullet there, guys. Oh my god, there was so much damage. Get him, get him. Yeah, easy, GG. Not in person, okay. I guess we need to start investing into fight. Don't walk away from me. Come here.
That wasn't necessary of you, but you have my thanks. We made it with our lives. You're not bad at all.
I'm a
you
little
must have
bad.
killed Gascoigne as well, then. He was falling apart, I'm sure it had to be done. But try to keep your hands clean. A hunter should hunt beasts. Leave the hunting of hunters to me.
And there you go, guys. We have the approval. We'll take a look at both of those in just a second. Let me just find my water. And, you know, then we can continue on with the player too. Oh, there it is. Sorry, guys. I'm a bachelor, right? So it's a little bit messy. I'm a bachelor with a missus, right? I do live mostly alone. For now, you know, unfortunately. There you go, guys. Those are the emails, right? You know what I mean is I'm pretty messy, so I have like a lot of stuff all over the place. I do need to clean up pretty soon. For my own sanity. We'll look at the approval and we'll look at the shoosh. There we go. And so here's the approval. Here's the shoosh. Right, all fine options for PvP. A lot of people will have this. But don't want to miss it. She just stays there. Sometimes she just like keeps walking, but she pretty much goes nowhere. So you just leave her here. We did take a hell of a lot of damage though, I will admit. Our Vite is pretty low. So what I think we'll do is, like I said, we'll get that 1 point into skill, because I think that'll be the soft cap, that's 25. And then we'll start leveling up our Vite. It is actually extremely low. Also, guys, when you kill Henrik, his gear does show up in... the vendor. It has to be this top one. I forget what they call, like the back messengers or something like that. We'll grab it. We'll grab it. We'll take a look. If you need a little bit extra defense for Parl, it is also pretty good. But we'll pop the whole set on, and then I'll read the description after we take a look at this this outfit. I do like his gloves a lot. Not when it's with the chest piece though, because you kind of miss some of the details. So here's Henrik's garb. This will do. There's Henrik's garb. Not bad. Now I can take a look at the description. Hunter's attire worn by Henrik, the old hunter. The taciturn old hunter Henrik was once partners with Father Gascoigne. I might be butchering that name, guys, but that's how I say it. And though they were a fierce and gallant duo, their partnership led to Henrik's tragically long life. Henrik's unique yellow garb is resistant to bolt and will be of great help to any hunter who has inherited the onus of the hunt. So, Dark Beast Pearl has a lot of bolt attacks, right? So it has a little bit more bolt defense. As you can see, 150 is not bad. Right, all that stacked together. As far as his tools go, he's just using a pistol and the saw cleaver. So, he doesn't have any unique weapons. We'll rock his outfit for a little bit, I guess. Rifle straight back on. X. And that's it. That's his setup. And Doll is up there, so I guess we're gonna have to have a little chat with her.
Welcome. Very well.
Bam. Okay, good. So now we can work on vitality. I think we'll try to get our fight to 20. I want my HP to be at least like 900 or 1000 before we start focusing on skill again. Just to be a little bit more on the comfortable side. Endurance and stuff, we're not going to worry about any of that. We're not going to worry about the arcane until later on because we're not really doing any PvP or anything. So, we can worry about the small stuff later, and we'll do like the stats that are important right now, which is mostly skill and vitality. Do keep in mind, guys, if you are going right for the rifle spray, you're going to need 9 blood tinge and I think 10 or 11 skill. We'll just double check, just in case you're running to it. So you need 10 strength, 11 skill, 9 blood tinge. Just keep that in mind, guys. We did make a chalice yesterday, right? So we have a few options. The first option, guys, is to go to Hemwick and grab the Hunter's Rune Workshop too, so that we can actually equip some runes. And we can put the Moon Rune on and hopefully get a little bit more experience. Also, first we're going to actually pop up a few Blood Echoes, or Cold Bloods, I'm sorry. And we're going to grab some Blood Vials, because I desperately need some. I'll grab some in the Quicksilver. Right, that is our first option. That's probably what we're going to do, even though we'll have to just basically run over there, which isn't the best thing. Maybe we'll take our time and try to kill everybody, just for the sake of fun. Right, but we will need the workshop tool. That way we can equip runes. And runes, guys, if you don't know, they're basically the equivalent to like rings for Dark Souls and stuff like that. You get some stat boosts and passives and etc, etc. And right now technically we're naked because we don't have the runes. Right, so we're ring naked. We could do that first, or we can make a chalice dungeon and go through it for the first time. We will have problems on the last boss, I believe, because we need to level up a little bit more. I do think it's one of those two options, so I'm kind of torn on what we should do first. Either way, we're gonna have like a fight ahead of us. The thing about the dungeon is we might find a slightly better blood gem. Only slightly though. We can also let's take a look. I think if we go to Hemwick, we might find some twin bloodstone shards, and we could get our rifle to +6, which would probably be ideal. So we can have the last blood gem slot open. Even though, like I said, we don't really have any good blood gems here. Right, there's nothing really there to equip. Okay, so what I think we'll do is, I think we will make our way to Hemwick. I think that's the plan right now. And let's just take a look at these 3 things to make sure. Okay, we do have the old abandoned workshop, which means we should have some of the doors open. Right. Okay. Alright. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to come here. We're going to go to Cathedral Ward. And we're going to sneak in through the back entrance. And then we're going to run up and we're going to go to Hemwick. And actually, I don't have the monocle thing, right? So we're probably going to try to grab the monocle real quick. You know what? We'll just get started. Why don't we just get started? Sound like a plan? Good. I've been down to use this rifle spear all day, guys. It sucks, but it's also awesome at the same time, right? I wish it was as powerful as other weapons. Like, sometimes, like, you know, you want a weapon to work so bad you really pigeonhole yourself into using it. But I do love the aesthetic of the rifle spear. I just love the rifle spear. It was like the first weapon I saw in the game that I really wanted. And then me going on my way to get it, realizing it was like, you know, it was a lot of work to make this work. But it is a decent weapon. It's not bad. You have some good range. You have your gun. I guess you gotta just get good or whatever the kids are saying these days. Right, it does have its strengths. Right, we give him a little poke. There he goes. But you really have to know this weapon. It's kind of like, we had a trade, but it was a good trade. Well, I was gonna say, oh yeah, it's kind of like how Captain America has a shield, right? If you want to look at it that way. You know, if someone else picks up the shield, they can barely use it, right? Captain America has so much time with the shield. He just kind of knows it in and out, right? So sometimes you're just gonna have to spend a lot of time with the weapon, that way you really know it. And you'd be surprised how good you could get with something. You know, there are definitely other things that are easier to use or just more powerful right out the gate. We're just drawing them down here because I could get a free hit. See, a lot of leading them. I'm just taking care of business, guys, that's all. I do realize I said I wanted to get the monocular. So we're actually going to have to go around and get it. Oh no! Let's get the crap out of me. Crap. Let's get the hell out of me. But he messed up. Yeah. He messed up. He can't fit through the door. You okay there, buddy? Oh no. He can, even though it's going like through the brick, still hit me, so we have to be careful. See, we didn't even connect. Because I feel like anything could touch me and sneeze on me and I'll die, which is not a good sign. Just gonna make our life easy. Now the reason we're going this way, guys, is because I forgot to pick it up. And I do kind of want it just for the sake of the playthrough, right? We're going to use a monocular. It is over here somewhere, so let's try our best to be sneaky. Get a sneaky hit in. You okay? Oh, that was an odd little interaction. But I mean, I'll take it. Do I not have the monocular, really? Okay. Well, retract. Let me tell you guys, don't get in the habit of trading like I trade, because a lot of times when you square up against a boss, like he's just gonna knock you down, right? So the trade in the end, for example, like that, not really worth it. I know sometimes it's gonna happen, and if you could get the visceral out, then you know, it does work at the end of the day, but try to be a little bit more precise. I'm trying desperately to lead by example, but I'm clearly not. So I guess we're just gonna give him that. We do have to get used to the pairing with the rifle spear, slightly different than the blunderbuss, just because of the animation. But that's what this playthrough is about, is trying to get good with it. Slowly but surely. Now there is a Wandering Madness over here. I also didn't pick up the binocular because their mistakes were made. There he is. No, don't get away from me. No, the emotes. I'm gonna die. I don't know how we made it. So that is like the major thing with this game, right? That could get you into a lot of trouble, especially if you're panicking and like your hands are shaky. You will do like these emotes here. As you can see, they're like motion controls. You can't turn that off at all. You can't turn that off at all, guys. So as you can see, there's like nothing to these controls. So be careful, guys. Also, you might be hearing a lot of sirens and things like that. I do live in New York, just a disclaimer, guys, right? Let's consider that ambiance. If I think it gets too loud, we will, you know, mute the stream for a little while and just keep it quiet. Okay, perfect. Things are going to according to plan, I would say. Right, for the most part. Excuse me 1 second, folks. Alright, there we go. Alright, so I think we're gonna go to Hammock, right? Hammock is back up here. You don't have to like follow me one for one though, guys, by the way, right? You can grab that like either earlier or later, or not at all. But we are going to Hammock now. And on the plus side, we have everything cleared out. We didn't take too much damage, right? I mean, the game is very forgiving with its blood vial system, so hopefully you don't spend too many blood vials and hopefully you pick up enough of them. I'm just gonna deal with these guys. If these guys hit you with that stick, it will start causing frenzy, so be careful. Kinda like that. We're not gonna go... So if you want to get to Hammer, guys, start walking towards the Grand Cathedral and then just make this left over here. Keep in mind you cannot buff the rifle spear by any papers, so there's that. You just gotta rely on your skill and your weapon upgrades and the blood gems. Can't really do anything like that. And there you go, guys. The sign reads Hemwick. I know it's hard to make out a little bit. Right? H-E-M-Wick. H-E-M-Wick. Right, that's the sign. Some things I never noticed because I kind of just blast through the game, right? So I'll just run down here. I won't even look at that. Just keep running, but there are some fine details if you pay attention. In case we need it. And this is the road to it. I usually wouldn't do this road, but I guess we can take our time. Hopefully I don't take a bunch of punishment. These dogs can get really, really nasty. Keep in mind there are a lot of hunters out here, so they will be taking pop shots at you. You can hear them like firing off in the distance. There goes one over there. Wow, he pelted me. What an asshole. And that's why I didn't want to go too far around. I forgot to use the turn to your advantage, guys. If you've been playing Souls games, you already know. Use every trick on the book, right? Anything that gives you a nice advantage, take advantage of it. Kind of like that. We usually like really, really hunt this left-hand side out of habit. I don't know why I do it, I just do it, but there are some things over there. Here, let me take a nice look. You can see someone is shooting at me. There are a lot of like hunters here, right? What I mean by hunters, we could just call them like riflemen, I guess. There's a lot of them around. Be careful. What I think we'll do is we'll take these dogs out and hit the lantern first, and then we can backtrack. And we'll just hit the lantern that way. I don't, like, say I die, I can come back pretty quickly. Because loading screens are... the loading screens are a little much in this game. This time, like, we gotta backtrack though, right, like I said. We should probably actually go level up, but I think we'll clear out the forest right there first. So the little... I'm not sure what you would call this little place here. Let's take a... We could take a minute and look at it all once we're done. Okay, let's go. And we're, you know, we're just, like I said, we're just backtracking. We're seeing what's out there. There might be some, like, materials. Generally, like, you know, if you've been playing this game a lot, you know, or you've been playing Souls a lot, you tend to run by things and kind of forget about them. Right, because you just want the major items. But we will definitely take a look at things that are lying around. You can also, like, come through here and pick up a lot of Quicksilver bullets, because there's all these riflemen. Keep in mind, a lot of them are just kind of waiting out in the cut so they can kill you. Kind of like that. And you can get overwhelmed pretty quickly with the dogs and everything like that. So take some precautions. You can see there's even more of them. Just standing there. But luckily for us, and unfortunately for them, I've been playing too long. One for you. One for you. Make no mistake, they are everywhere. They are everywhere, guys. The thing that makes them even worse is that they have those dogs, and those are like a tougher version of like regular dogs. They're like covered in blades. They're better at fighting. You can see even close up, they don't pull out their saber a lot of the time. They're melee weapons. Alright, but we'll grab all the Quicksilver bullets now. And we can see what they were standing around, because they obviously have been shooting somebody, right? These do look like female models here. Oh crap. Nobody saw that. Right, they kind of dress like ladies. We can't really tell exactly. But they have kind of like dresses on. Right. One thing to note though is that these are just like women from Hemwick. And if you notice in Hemwick there's like no men in there at all. Aside from those brick trolls and Thumerians, which I'm not sure if those count, I would say they don't. You can see there's really nothing here. It's like a big just trap to funnel you in and get you shot up. Right, nothing really noteworthy. And so we can continue on. You can see there's really nothing worth it, guys. I would just run to the next area. I don't think there was any like shards even, so don't worry about that too much. If you're really hard up for shards, you can hunt the bagmen at Yargul jail. If you're really hard up for shards, right? If not, you can just continue on with the game. It's not a big deal. Alright, and here's Hemwick Charnel Lane. We can take a look at, you know, there's not really much to be said about it. Right, it's just kind of like a forest path. But here's Hemwick Charnel Lane. We'll take a little look around. Everything looks like it's surrounded by mountains. And I do think we'll return to the Hunter's Dream in just a second, and then we'll level up. We'll level up. I'm going to grab something and drink after that, and then we'll continue with the playthrough. I think we're going to focus on our fight now.
Very well.
Okay, cool.
Farewell, good hunter. May
And
you
I
find
will be
your
right back,
worth
guys.
in
Give me
the
just a few
waking
minutes.
world.
Alright, guys. Sorry about the wait. I am back. I do think we're pretty close to another level, right? So we will pop a couple of these cold bloods. If you hear me call them souls and dews and stuff like that, you know,
Welcome. What
they
is
are
it
called
you
cold
desire?
blood.
Very well.
And okay. Every little bit of life does add up.
Farewell, good maid.
And we'll take a little look around. We'll see what's going on. Oh man, what are you guys gonna do this weekend? I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna play a lot of Bloodborne. I'm gonna play a lot of Final Fantasy 14. I'm really tempted to get PS Plus though. Like I'm kind of like fiending for it. That way, what I really want to do is just make all my builds right, and then have them leveled up and be done with it, right? That would be a reason to get it. Reason enough for me, and then I don't gotta worry about it for a while, unless I'm, you know, until I'm ready for PvP. And we'll take a look around. This is Hemwick, guys. We're on the way to Hemwick. This is Hemwick Charnel Lane. You can see they really do recycle a lot of like concepts, right, and Souls and Bloodborne and stuff like that. Because a town full of mad dancing women that have butchered all the men. That's very prominent in Elden Ring, even though it went like a real midsummer kind of like take on it, right? But this is very reminiscent. They're just not dancing. Well, they are dancing. Some of them are. They're celebrating. The exception is that these ones are very hostile. Uh-oh. I tripped. One of them was actually sitting here praying. And most of them are celebrating. You can see that is some of the strengths of the rifle spear, right? The nice range. You can see this. Oh, we'll take a look at that in a second. That is an awesome looking weapon. That like melted hot iron kind of thing. It's probably like a garden tool, right? Some kind of garden tool. But I'm not a gardener guy, so I don't know. I do wish we could use it. There's a couple weapons enemies have that you can't really use. So let's take a look at this thing. This is actually a guillotine. Oh, over the shoulder shooter, guys. Funnily enough, you can hold this and just fight. You can't run or anything like that, so you can't really make it first person-y. Unless you plan on walking everywhere. That is just like with the monocle out, the monocular. Right, as you can see, there's like no men in here. Right, so that's why I do believe they did do away with every man. For whatever reason. This is just a shortcut. Nothing really here. You can see a lot of the time, unless you really know what item you're looking for, a lot of the time, unless you just want to experience, you know, like most games, it is worth it just to run past them. You know, there's nothing wrong with it as long as, I feel like, as long as you just experience the game fully for the first time, or the first couple of times, right? That is a trap, so we're gonna run by that. Uh-oh. And we'll take a look at that item there. I think it's like a simple pedal or something like that. Oh, oh, not bad. Right, usually we just dash up these stairs and then take care of this brick troll. That was neat. We're gonna try our best to get good. Unfortunately, we didn't get good that time. We just got. But that's okay. That's okay, guys. That's what this is all about, practice, because at the end I do want to be able to probably PvP with this weapon, which requires a lot of practice, as you can see. Let's try that again. You gotta be pretty zen-like if you're using this. You gotta really, really be on point. Also, guys, those bullets don't do much damage. I do think you might need to really dedicate a lot of blood tinge and blood gems to make this like shotgun blast worth it. Keep that in mind, right? Try to use it just for parries, or like to interrupt somebody, right? If you just need a little bit of room. Just keep that in mind, folks. And what I think we'll do is this time we'll run by this guy. We'll get a blood echoes in a minute, but I want to get this lady that's throwing firebombs at me. Or Molotovs, whatever you want to call them. Now we could deal with our buddy here who has my souls. Okay. So you would come back and around this path where you see it goes up to where she was throwing firebombs, and then you would go down there. I do think there might be an item right here, yes. Right, so there's your twin bloodstone shards. If you're, if you're leveling up just like one weapon, you should have enough throughout your game to level it up to, to where it should be at each part of the game. If you're leveling up 2, you might have a little bit of an issue and you would need to farm a little bit. But this does lead to a trap. Say you just walk down there, there's a woman here in this little monster pocket. You take care of her. Oh, I don't have my lantern. Those can be a pain. The only thing you can really do is, for parts like this where they're kind of hidden, is just remember where they are, potentially. Like the more you play the game, you just remember where they're at, and then you could deal with them pretty quickly. Or you could probably just shoot them. And here's that shortcut we saw earlier, but I don't really need it right now, so we'll just do that. We are trying to get good with our bullets, or our parries, right? So let's keep that in mind. So here's some examples of these brick trolls or these Demurians actually talking. I don't know if you guys can hear the volume too much, but we'll be very quiet. Did you hear that? Sometimes they say, "Where are you?" They'll say like, "So cold, dear sister." They'll say, "Die." It's things like you don't really pay too much attention to. I'll take that. Now, seeing as we don't have our lantern, unfortunately we're gonna have to take this. There are enemies hiding throughout this little area, so just be careful. That's probably the more annoying one there. Okay, I think we're good to go. You can hear like all kinds of people moving around upstairs. What I think you guys should do first is just come up here, because there is a Wandering Madness. So you want to take care of him first. Right, make sure you get all your shards, and then you can backtrack. I usually, like, I'm just programmed to, like, I'll run up the stairs, I'll turn around and come here, and then I miss that Wandering Madness. I usually miss them all the time. And then I never come back this way, so I never worry about it too much. You can take a look outside. There's Yarnum in the distance. nothing yet. You guys really want, like, we can take a look around here too, but there's not much to be said. It's old, abandoned. I mean, technically it's abandoned, kind of not really. They're still using it in a way. All right, and we'll take a look out here. There's not much to look at though. Actually, right there in the distance, that what is that? Is that Canehurst? No, that can't be Canehurst, can it? I don't see like all the snow. This should be there. But you do get to Canehurst from coming to Hemwick, right? And then you take the carriage there. And here's a broken bridge that leads to it, I think. Maybe just because it's so far away, they didn't bother putting all the textures in. It's actually dropped something. Right. Okay. I'm going to be trying to do like a lot of parries. Basically a lot of parries and riposts. I think she was going to do this to me. We're kind of just killing everybody for fun. Usually I would just get by them as quick as possible. That dog cooked itself for us. Hot dog joke inserted. Alright, there's all kinds of little traps here, guys. There are all kinds of little traps. Kind of like that one. You would have got grabbed if you would have walked by. Nope. Let's have a better idea. Let's open the shortcut path before we die. And we'll come back and deal with them now. Oh wait, there's so many of them. Over here. Nice. How kind of me to open himself up like that. Okay, so we can deal with these dogs. There's a lot of dogs. A very annoying part. Sometimes you could swear like they're reading their inputs, but yeah, it's just how it is sometimes. She has an arm on her, so just be careful. I guess we'll deal with her first. Make sure you grab all these runes. You never know when you're going to use them or if you need them. But there's a lake rune. It's overlooking a lake? Does this count as a lake? Oh no. You can fall down there though. Be careful. We have pretty shitty gems on us, but everything, you know, we're gonna need these. Oh, this is not too bad for where we're at. So here's the problem, guys, right? The rifle spear does have basically all thrusting attacks, but as you can see, sometimes you will be using its trick move, and these are slash, or physical, or whatever you want to call them. Right, so I do think in the end, you are better off a physical attack up just because it counts for both. Unless you know for sure that you're primarily just going to be doing this all the time. Right, then by all means go thrust. That is up to you guys to decide. I do think we will end up trying to get physical gems. Personally. Let's see if we could just backstab him real quick. And that whatever's in, which I think is another gem. There you go. These gems are pretty static from what I remember. They don't really change, so that's always going to be in there, right? It's always going to be a triangle. Nothing you can do about that. Basically, that's what we're doing a lot of, is we're doing an untricked light attack into a transformation attack, right? That's why we were getting out that shotgun blast so fast. Because a lot of the time, if you're attacking the enemy, the first thing they will do is try to hit your back. So you just bait the shotgun blast and get the parry and get the viscera. That's the general gist of what we're trying to do here. I don't know if I'm making it look easier or not, right? But I'm trying. I'm trying to get good with this. Let's just take care of this guy. Can't wait for that. And this is why, because he can get very, very annoying. If you come here after you kill Vicar Amelia, these things will be spawning all over the place. I believe that's the way it goes. Or it might be an insight thing, I could be wrong. It's been a while. Well, it's too late now. I really wanted to get the backstab, but... If you guys don't know how to find her, she does like a red kind of glow sometimes. And you just go over to where the glow is at. Sometimes she will cast projectiles that like pin you in place. Be careful with that. If you have really low vite, you just will dive straight up. If she grabs you. She ran away. She ran away. I didn't even get to see her. That was cruel. Sometimes she just goes back and forth, right? That's why I kind of just scan. You know, I go from one side of the room to the other. Sometimes she does end up here in the corners, right? On the little rafters. Sometimes she's in the middle. I'll keep that in mind. Keep in mind she spawns more than one of these guys, so the room can get filled up. It could fill up pretty quick. I meant to pop a bullet vial. I mean some blood bullets. Well, we can afford it, I think, right? We're doing pretty good. I want to try something. I don't think my blood tinge is high enough. Oh, here we go. Wow. Oh. I was too slow. Alright, I'm down. Okay. They can still kill you until they disappear, so just stay back a little bit. Not too bad. We're good. Make sure you grab this, guys, right? Make sure you go to this back room. You can't easily miss it. In workshop too. I think we should actually take a look at it. Because I didn't the first time around. Let's take a look at these key items. So first, let's take a look at this one. Right, this is what puts blood gems in your hunter's weapon, which is funny because your weapon doesn't really have any slots, right? So I don't know if you're just smashing the gem into the hilt or whatever. But this one, take a look at this one, guys. Right, this is what gives you the runes. It looks like just a hot branding iron. And I do believe these runes go on your brain, so I don't know if they're just branding the hell out of your skull or you're branding yourself. Or is it like a quote unquote like soul brand where you like, you know, you're pressing it against yourself and it's like getting etched onto your mind? Because I do think the brand goes onto your mind somehow. Oh, but that's interesting. And we do have enough for a couple more levels. I think we're doing pretty good. And we have enough to get our rifle spirit to +6. That's also good. And we have a couple blood gems. Like I said, not the greatest. But let's make sure we level up properly first.
What? Very well.
Should we just go ahead and try to get it right to 25? And then keep working on skill after? I do think that's what we're gonna do. But let me refer to my little sheet I have here. Because I don't want to mess up. Okay, I think we're good to go. Right, so once we get the fight to 25, we'll be pretty comfortable. And then we'll work on, like, I guess maybe the arcane to 15 just to get it out the way. Maybe the strength will get to 25, which might come later, right? We'll probably get arcane to 15 and then start working on skill again. That way our damage is still pretty decent. And then the strength we'll worry about another time.
Farewell, good hunt.
Let's go ahead and repair. Do remember you have to repair your weapons. They will eventually break. And when they're at risk, I do think their damage is cut down a little bit. So try to keep your weapon somewhat fixed up. Let's pop some blood gems in there. Oh, let's fortify it first. So now we need bloodstone chunks. We don't have access to them yet at all. Once you kill Vicar Amelia, you can get into the Old Hunters DLC and you can start grabbing chunks there. Keep in mind, you know, those are not infinite. Those are finite. Right, you can farm blood chunks elsewhere. You can also farm blood rocks elsewhere. I do think for the blood rocks you will need PS Plus. I don't know if you get one blood rock in the main game and then in the DLC. Keep that in mind, guys. You can only have one weapon of +10 if you're just playing like really legit. I believe, at least, I could be wrong. You could probably remake a bunch of the challenge dungeons too. It's been a long time since I've played just the regular challenge dungeons. But keep that in mind. Right, if anything, just get a bunch of them with +9 and just make really sure you like the weapon that you're gonna cap. With that said, though, now we can pop some blood gems in there. Let's see what we got here. Physical attack up. We'll take this one just because it's a little boost, a little heavier boost. Boost rally potential is really good, guys, right? Because you want it to get more life back from your rally. What rally is, guys, if you notice when you get hit, there's like a grayed out kind of like light reddish area. If you attack the enemy, you will get that amount of health back up to that little cap. If you take too long, the bar will go down to where it's supposed to be. So keep that in mind. That's what the rally mechanic is. Um, but let's take a look at our gems here. We want the strongest one to be first, which is like I said, you could either do thrust, but physical, as you can see, it boosts all three. Thrust just does the thrust attack, right? So we'll take the physical gem, and we'll take the next strongest physical gem, which is this one here. And we don't have too much, but it'll make do. You know, we'll make do with that. Okay. And now that we have our runes, actually, now we can access this part, and I do want to put on the moon rune, first of all. Right, more echoes from staying enemies. Remember, this is a really weak one. You get stronger ones later, I forget exactly where, but they need to be like really vibrant, or need to have like their etching needs to be really prominent. Usually I do think you find the best ones in the challenge dungeons again. Like there's a lot you could skip, and there's a lot you kind of need if you really want to min-max your character. But with that said, we have the moon rune here, so I guess we'll just carry extra blood and quicksilver bullets for now. And eventually I do want to get, I do believe we want Odin Rive and we want something else. We'll take a look at it later. But for now we can use the extra blood and bullets. If you want, you could put the defense on. Up to you guys, right? Those are the runes we have right now. And let us take a moment and we'll talk to the I don't know what his name is, the guy in the red robe. I forget what his like in-game name is, but we'll talk to him. I just want to make sure that we're following all the quest line along properly. We do have one last guy to send to the clinic, so I think after that it is like really, really done. Unfortunately for us not sending anybody here, we do miss out on one emote. Just one though. Which is gonna start bothering me pretty soon. I'm gonna feel like a definite need to finish and start the game over and get that emote.
The hunter. Alive and well, are ya? This here is a safe place, but next time you're out on a hunt, if you find any sane suckers, there's nothing to fear here.
Okay, so I do think we sent everybody over to the clinic. I'm pretty sure, but I wanna like triple check. But I'm almost positive we did. So the only thing left to do really is we do have two things. We do have two options. We could do challenge dungeons, or we could go kill Vic or Amelia. Right, that is the two options. But for now, what I want to do is I want to check if the Lady of Pleasure is there. Oh, hold on, guys. Sorry about that, guys. The misses. What is the misses? Unfortunately, we don't live together right now, right? Hopefully, one day in the future, yeah, we can make that happen. I do have to save a lot of money. Alright, it's always, everything's always about money these days. And I also do want to, I do want to move out of New York City, right? So, this place is just too damn expensive. There's no way I'm going to be able to save money in the city. There's just no way. So the plan right now is to move out of New York. Hopefully, get either a part-time job or a regular job, right? That's the plan right now. Save a bunch of money. Keep doing this. I do want to make this work, right? We're trying our best, but, you know, all we could do is keep grinding, and eventually, you know, one day, hopefully, we'll start getting people in and stuff like that. Yeah, okay, so we did get these people here. So everybody is off there. Right, but I do still need an income in the meantime. Right, there's no way around that. I do still need an income, so You know, eventually we're just gonna have to do what we have to do. Oh, not that there's any of your guys' problem, right? We're just talking here. Yeah, that's just how it goes. I guess we'll take care of this guy. We're so lucky that he missed. Okay. Alright, so we have them taken care of. I do think, I'm not quite sure if we're actually powerful enough to take on the first challenge dungeon. I think we can. So I think that's what we're gonna attempt. We're gonna attempt the challenge dungeon. We'll do like that first whole round of challenge dungeons, and then we'll go and get Vicar Amelia. As you guys remember in the previous playthrough, we did already make the chalice. We just didn't venture down into there. Right, and the challenge dungeons are made on this side. So let's go down there. There is going to be a pretty strong boss at the end of like all of the layers. And with this rifle spear, it's going to be kind of tough. But we'll check it out. We'll try to make it work. Well, we're here now. I wanted to buy the lantern. This was my fault. We should do it before we venture too deep, right? I'm sorry, guys. We're going to look at some loading screens. Because we will be two-handing this weapon on and off, and I kind of need a light source sometimes. Hopefully we have enough for it. Oh, we don't. We should have some cold blood that we can pop. This should be enough. I'm thinking now because... Okay, we can put it here. I'm not quite sure what consumables and quick items we're going to use in the long run, but the lantern, you know, once it's out, it's out. So you don't got to worry too much about it. Let's head back down there. I hope you guys like the rifle spear so far. I know it's not like the most trickiest trick weapon there is, right? But as you can see, it does have its strengths, right? It has some glaring weaknesses, but it has some pretty good strengths. You just have to play to them, like most weapons. We'll take a nice little look around here. Right, very dingy. We are underground, as you can see. There's a lot of stuff going around. Let's take care of this guy first. You have to climb up here to deal with him unless you do like some kind of magic attack or arcane attack. Keep in mind you did walk into oil, and his firebomb will hit you a little harder than it usually does. Because all this is oil right here. You can see we have that little debuff, that triangle. That means we're oil slicked up. We're looking around just for the sake of looking around, right? There's really not much here. There's some gigantic tombstones though. Oddly large. Right, awfully large tombstones. There is something down here. Why don't we take a look? Right, and this is the reason. Let's talk about this briefly. Challenge dungeons are the reason a lot of people quit the game. They're also the reason a lot of people play the game. Challenge dungeons, aside from these ones that are pretty basic and straightforward, they are procedurally generated dungeons. A lot of replayability, but the caveat with that is that you're going to be in dungeons that look like this a lot of the time. There's very specific looks to them. Um, so, you know, so a lot of people can go over very quickly. You also need to come here if you want to farm like some of the best gems, which, you know, it's not like other games where you just get your gun and your weapon and you cap it out and then you're good, right? You need these gems if you really want to min-max. A lot of PvPers have some of the best gems you've ever seen in your life. And if they hit you, you're good enough. So if you want to be part of that community, there are like some no-gem communities, right? But a lot of them that are invaders and whatnot, they will have some really good gems. I'm sorry, it's a little hard to see here. And if you're OCD and you really want the best gems, you're going to end up coming down here and farming and save scumming. So I don't blame people that don't like the challenge dungeons. I saw there's a lot of replay value, personally, but I do understand. We're getting free souls, guys. We're just gonna look around, just make sure we're okay. You know how I feel about these rats. I don't have the most stamina, right? But a lot of these places lead nowhere, right? Sometimes, you know, in the better dungeons that lead to chests and items and stuff like that. But for the base game, you know, it's a lot of nothing here. Just interesting locale, nasty stuff on the floor, right? A lot of ink on the floor, a lot of goop. A lot of Mickey Mouses, right? A lot of minis. You know, the more time you spend in here, though, there is, like, lore to be found here, like, definite lore. Right. I mean, just take a look at this. What do you think happened here? Right, only when you pull out your torch do you see this is just basically thick blood on the floor, and bodily fluids. Right, when you put that away, though, it's just tar. There are also unique enemies in the challenge dungeons. You know, there are like, what's the name of the people that come here? You know, there's like a prospecting Discord and community that come here and map out the challenge dungeons. It's been years though, so they have prospected everything there is to prospect. But they do still come down here and have fun and look around and try to find new things. Keep in mind these red guys do keep respawning until you kill this bell maiden here. Basically, she just keeps ringing her bell and summoning these guys, right? So you have to take her out. Just in case. Someone threw a dagger at me. Oh, that was him. Okay. And everybody's sneaky here, as you can see, hiding in the mist, waiting to throw daggers or hit you. And the basic goal is to find like the lever for the door. Uh, which oddly enough they did recycle for Elden Ring in a way. If you go down into those little heroes' graves, right? You know, you when you come in there will be a locked door, and you will have to find a lever to pull to unlock that door. That's something else they did recycle, guys. Keep that in mind. A lot of concepts are just like the same concept over and over again, or you know, like a slightly more refined. But that is a thing in Elden Ring that came from here. Wow. He does hit very hard. He can also be extremely aggressive. He does have a weak spot I'm trying to jab through, which I think I have to play on lock to hit. Oh yeah, get some. Come here. So like enemies like that you'll never see out in the regular game. Like you only find enemies like that in the Chalice Dungeon. Which I mean kinda is the regular game, but I mean like the story part, right? Because you could go through the whole game and never come down here. And you'll be okay. Did we miss a lantern? We did. We're actually going the wrong way too. Alright. I do think I have enough for a level, right? So why don't we invest? Why don't we invest a little bit, guys?
Welcome. Very well.
Ah, we don't at all. That was my fault. Mistakes were made. Let's try to remedy that a little bit. There we go.
Welcome.
Don't use them all though, guys, or you might need them later. You might need to buy some like blood vials or anything. You know, something like that. You might be in a pinch. Keep that in mind.
Farewell, good man.
Our life bar is looking nicer and nicer, isn't it? 900 life? Okay, not bad. I think we could stop around 25 for a little bit. Not quite yet, though. And we'll probably, let's see if we can buy anything worthwhile here. If only we had access to, like, poison daggers. You're gonna need to improvise sometimes, folks. No, this will have to do. I do believe there are 4 layers, so we'll do our best to get to the 4th layer and try to beat the boss. He is going to be kind of tough with this kind of weapon. We might need to summon in like an NPC to distract them a little bit, which I'm not against. Otherwise, he'll be very annoying to try to get our charge attacks out on. Let's continue. This should be okay for the most part. I don't see too many issues arising, but you really never know. I will tell you this, guys, though, right there, that is a pressure plate on the floor. If you step on it, you get to spawn a bunch of enemies out, like in a whole... They'll basically surround you, so be careful with that. we can take a look around, right? As you can see, right, let's talk like a little bit. Hold on. Just refreshing my stream. So, like I said, they are underground society, and the deeper you go, you can see they clearly they've clearly been working here, right? They have architecture, structure, lighting systems. You know, they do have their traps. They made those traps, right? Nobody made it for them. You know, this is the Thumerian culture here. They're just an underground culture. Right? It's not like, oh, we dug a hole in the ground and tunnels and we're like more men, right? It's not like that at all. Okay. I think we're okay for the most part here. Let me just let's fix this up a little bit. Oh no. Hold on guys, I'm trying to fix my dashboard. Alright. Have we talked about this before? I do think there's a little jab at Dark Souls players here. Right, how they'll have a big old heavy weapon and then they'll get naked so they can dodge a lot. And he will dodge a lot. Right? He might even outright kill me. Which is what a lot of Dark Souls players want to do, right? Especially from like part 1 and 2. They'll just have a big old hammer or a great sword. And they'll start flipping around. Let's deal with him first because I don't want to have any distractions. And we do need an escape plan, so here's the escape plan here. There he goes, rolling around, trying to get me. Don't ban me, Twitch, for the nudity, please. Thank you. But there's your jab at Dark Souls players right there. A fun little nod. I don't think there's anything over here. Okay. Okay, we're cool. We're cool. Everything's cool. Let's be sneaky. You can see even with lock-on, the Rifle Spear's moveset is just so strict. Right, like the hitbox, you just gotta be really careful with it. You will miss a lot sometimes, and it'll feel pretty unfair, but that's the price you pay. I know this is a trap, right? There, here's a little pressure plate. Sorry, that guy hit with a dart in the back. We're just making sure we're not missing any, like, little chests or anything like that. Oh, poison knife. Okay. I'm okay with that. Is this a trap? Do you guys think this is a trap right here? There's a trap. Here we have a gang squad over here. They are weak to thrust, it looks like. Okay, so I'm trying to separate them a little bit. I really want that gunman taken care of. Things could go very wrong for me. Got tired of pulling out a club. That happens sometimes. Sometimes he never pulls out that club. Okay, we're done here. You see, we did get another chalice, right? There's a root chalice. I would have to like start looking at the chalices again, but I forget what you make root chalices for. You have to forgive me on that one, folks. Keep in mind the hunter symbol is also here for some reason. I guess the hunter's mark. Alright, let's take a look at the architecture. Same thing basically, kind of the whole right. Let's take a look up here. Alright. Is he climbing up? He usually never climbs up. So this is an NPC, right? I usually just save him for the boss. This is Prospector Oleg. I do believe the church members that came down here are called Tomb Prospectors. I know you guys saw that. That was a cannon. Gonna fire it off. Eat the trust, guys. Eat the trust. Our goal is to get up there as quickly as possible, so I think the stairs are over here on this side, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you can see a lot of these red guys. And you know who we're looking for. Where's the young lady? There she is. But we made it. Do keep in mind, like, if you're walking around down there, these guys will fire these cannons at you. And they look docile, sure, but they're not. Once we get that complete, we can, like, go back down and have a little look around. Oh. So I think I saw one of those big centipede things over here on this side. Yeah, there he is. You see him? If you get in close, they're pretty easy to deal with. They will like vomit on you sometime, but they won't do that fireball. Right, they'll drop that quicksilver. Funny enough, they do leave their little head, right? Let's take a look at it. Hold on, let's get rid of this arcane haze. There you go. Right, was this the thing? Was this his brain? Was it controlling the whole animal? Whatever it was, or we don't even know. But this is the only part it leaves behind. There's no like real anything prominent on it aside from the flowers sticking out its head. He drained so much health I got scared. Okay. Okay, everything's fine, guys. Everything's fine. There are some things down here. I think there's that bagman. There might be a wandering madness. A couple of these dudes. Poison knife men. I could have sworn there was like a dog down here too, but... Did I see something pass by over here? I guess I was wrong, folks. There it is. Temporary glow gemstone, okay. Okay. You can see the gems are just like automatically they're a little bit better than what we've been finding like out in the open world. But you're really gonna have to do some heavy farming. If you want the gems. If not, don't let it bother you too much. So here's this enemy here. They do have attacks, but they will not attack you unless you bother them at all. I do believe this enemy here is called a pilgrim. There's your feet, guys. There's your Miyazaki feet. They look like they're wearing almost slippers, right? But those are wraps. They have foot wraps around them. Hold on a second. Should be better. There you go. Right, here's they're holding like a rosary, or their like version of a rosary. Right there. And they just walk around with this staff. I don't know what the attack is they do, mind you guys. Usually they die very quickly. You can't leave them alone. They don't really drop anything to my knowledge of worth or value. Could be wrong on that, guys. I'm sure someone will correct me eventually. But there's your pilgrim. I'm trying to get like a good look at the face, but how much you can see. We were trying to avoid that trap right there, but I guess I hit it. Right there's a little... That's the thing that fires the trap, basically. And I'm honestly not sure what else there is over here. We can go upstairs though and take a look around. But that is the quickest way to get it. And they don't do anything, as you can see. They kind of just stand there. Oh, what do we have here? Oops. Oops. Nobody saw that. Right, there's a couple ways you could go. Let's just, since we're here, right, we'll take a look down here. Crap, I stepped on a trap. Luckily we done it with them quickly. There's like a lot of weird stuff down here, like these weird gnarled trees. I don't know if they were like healthy once. Or a lot of drapes here, and you can't really see the ceiling, but I'm gonna assume there's a ceiling there. There's some roots right? So the ceiling is right there, just there's no texture to it. And sumo, that is something for like making chalices. There it goes. Multi grows from rotten flesh and blood inside the old labyrinth, matures to bear giant spores. Right, arcane haze. The tiny smatterings of haze that are found in certain ritual materials, sometimes required for special rites. The additional rite Sinister Bell makes the bell-ringing woman appear, and when she rings a Sinister Bell, hunters from other worlds will be beckoned as adversaries. So, you know, you can make very specific chalices, you can make cursed ones and things like that. So this one, when you make it, and you add this, it means that you can be invaded in the chalice dungeons. You know, some people use that to get, fun invasions or like duels and stuff like that. Set their arena up. And I do believe we were just here, right? See, that's where we came through. And I'm not sure if there's anything here. I don't think there is. Not in this level anyway. Right, but usually there'll be like a door along here or something like that. Like I said, in this level I don't think there is. I think it's just a big roundabout. And we'll just, we'll do a quick run through. Yeah, there's also, like on the corners, you will find like eventually like some cages that you can use as an elevator. And I think we're just going to do that instead of going all the way back around. You know, you can even drop down if you want. Right, so here's the cage you can use. Let's just use this cage. Crap. Death trap. Do that up there. I guess he was off to the side and we didn't notice him. Oh, but we are done here. I don't think there's anything else. So let's just go back. And we did open the door, so let's just get this open. I want to check the side room first, because I do think this one has a side room. There it goes. You can see like there's a lot of actual construction, right? It's not just we dug a deep hole. A lot of actual construction, halls and doors, places where they actually stored their dead, if that is their dead, right? That was cheap. Pretty cheap from Soft. Pretty cheap. Okay. I'll take it. Always try to pay attention to your surroundings, right? Sometimes enemies are sitting there, like there's a door over here that I didn't notice, but we'll take care of these guys first. Doesn't look like there's anything here. Doesn't look like there's anything here. That's what I was trying to say. We're not going to break that right away because I don't want to alert these dudes to my presence. Ah, the spear sometimes. Sometimes it's the most frustrating thing in the world. But it's putting the work in. It's definitely putting the work in tonight. Let's see. There's probably just more material down there, but we're here now. Nobody saw that. I thought he was done for. Ritual blood. Take my hand. Ah. There you go, guys. That's it for this part. So now we can get the boss. I do think I'll be summoning someone here. An NPC at least, because I already know this boss is going to give me a hard time. And our charge attacks, like, you know, they're going to need to be set up. It's kind of hard to do when the boss is nipping at your heels the whole time. I think we'll also check down here, actually, didn't we? Okay, that's where we came from. So there was only that path down there. Okay. We definitely got a lot done today. Oh. You know what, why don't we face him first by ourselves, right? We'll give it a good old college try, and then, if it gets down to it, then we will summon who we have to summon. We do have enough for a level. I'm pretty sure we do, so... Hopefully... I might need something with more flame resistance, actually. Also, should have got a repeating pistol. So here he is. I should look at the old words. His weak spots are like his, you see like the back of his legs. But they are hard to hit like this. We try to hit very specific spots. It's kind of hard because the weapon doesn't act like it should sometimes. You'll know once we do the thing. This is a good time to do it. There you go. So there's one move, right? There's the other. Oh, we're gonna catch it. I mean, it's possible we could just start blasting him with the shotgun part. Let's find out. Okay. Keep in mind, you can only do it so often, and then now he's like in his other phase where his little puppy swipes have some heat behind him. You might be done with the weak points. That's still hurting. That one right there, I think, is weak. He needs to hit it. Oh, this is a very hard endeavor for myself. think we're gonna hit all the weak spots we can, so all this stuff is to do it. There we go. Hey guys, we got it. We got it, guys. I should have gave this weapon more credit, huh? And that is the whole thing. And then, you know, now when you want to make a new challenge dungeon, you have to do different rituals, right? So that's the first one. Not too bad. Not too bad. You just can't go in like what other things do, right? You gotta kind of be a little bit more tactful.
Very well.
So 25. All right, I'm pretty happy with this.
Farewell, good.
And we can use some blood vials. So we 10 blood vials, we need 4 bullets. And I think we're pretty good like that for now. And let's see what kind of gems we got. Let's take a look at all the gems, right? Because we got a handful of them. These aren't great. Like this one's not bad. You know, for where we're at. Keep in mind they could go up to about 27 and 29. A lot of these physical gems. So, you know, it's nothing to write home about. But if you don't have anything better, you know, you got to use what you have to use. This one is pretty decent. And this one is okay. These, you know, you'll need some elemental ones if you're using like arcane characters as well. So keep that in mind. You'll have to convert them into elemental weapons. But we have some okay stuff. Let's, oops, don't need all that. It's serving us well, huh? It's definitely doing its job. Let's pop that physical attack 13 there. And then I think we have like a 12. No, 9. The 9 will do. And then Sally, nothing great here, but okay. Not bad, guys. So what we can do now is the only thing we have left to do, aside from making a bunch of those challenge dungeons, because as you can see, that was just let's take a look at it. Dumerian Labyrinth, right? So the deeper you go, like now we can make the root chalice, we can make central Dumerian root chalice. I mean central Dumerian chalice, right? And these start going up, and then you can make Hintertomes, you can make Lorentz. So basically, you just gotta progress, right? And once you progress enough, then eventually, over here, you'll have like materials you can purchase to make them, or you'll find them in the challenge dungeon themselves, right? You'll always be able to find materials to make them. It might take a little research, but you always have materials, and each challenge dungeon will have its own like gems you can farm and items you can find in them. Keep that in mind, guys. Alright, so the only thing left we could possibly do right now, though, for story is I think we could go get Vicar Amelia. So I think we'll defeat Vicar Amelia, and then we'll wrap the stream up from there. And then we'll be back Monday. We did make a lot of progress, and I'm pretty happy with the build so far. I thought we'd be failing a lot more, I'll be honest with you guys, but we're making it. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to start a Cathedral Ward, and we're going to make a mad dash to the boss. Okay, that's what we're going to do. You can either go in through the front gate or you can go around the back. Alright, we usually take the back route. I'm not sure which one is actually fast. I guess it depends on how many enemies you want to kill or deal with. So, right here, guys. Right here. I also realized that now I'm looking at my tags for the game. I should have probably put Bloodborne in the tags. I forgot all about that part. We'll have to do that next stream though because we're pretty close to the end. I will try to remember that. So like I said, we're just making a beeline to him. Or to her, excuse me. There is an NPC here if you want to like have her help you. Keep in mind that unless this area is cleared out, she will take her time and fight every enemy that she sees. So don't forget that, guys. I don't know how we made it, but we made it. We didn't make that part though. That part hurt. Also, if you notice, those logs they're carrying, they're shaped like hunter's marks. I don't think he'll come in here. Right there, you see, it's like the... Right there's a hunter's mark right there. And then that's just like a little log with the 3 prongs on it. Okay. We're all set. So next time we come back on Monday, we'll start doing the Forbidden Woods. We'll see if we can sneak into the Hunters DLC, the old Hunters, and see if we can grab anything from there. Our level's pretty low though, so we'll probably just do a bunch of death runs. There she is. Very, very pretty cleric beast. She has a very good flail attack, which is why we're doing this kind of thing. I think that's a grab. Alright. Alright. Wow. Alright. Alright. Fantastic. Here we go, guys. There's very good melee. Let's take a look at our stats again. Nothing great, as you can see. Our rifle spear is +6, right? Its charge attack is extremely powerful, as you can see. You do have to hit them with it. That is the major issue, right? A lot of times you'll be winding up the big one and you'll just get smacked out of it. Also, they will move out the way a lot of the time, even if they're big targets. We just got really lucky there, I'll be honest with you guys. What we'll do is we'll play this cutscene and then we'll wrap the stream up, guys. I hope you enjoyed the playthrough.
Master Willem, I've come to bid you farewell.
Oh, I know. You think now to betray me.
No, but you will never listen. I tell you, I will not forget our adage.
We are born of the blood, made men by the blood. undone by the blood. Our eyes are yet to open.
Fear the old blood. I must take my leave.
By the gods, fear it, Lawrence.
There you go, guys. There are some implications there, right? Like, if you look at it this way, why would you get that specific memory for touching this specific skull, right? Like, whose skull is this? Why would you get that memory? Why would you get it? We could call it like insight, I guess, right? That was kind of an insight right there. And we could take a look at it. It's a beasted out beast skull. It's sitting here. There's not much detail to it, but we did get the adage, and that's what you need to get into the Forbidden Woods. What we will do is we will level up, and then we'll wrap it up, guys. And you know, there's other things, like there's like little tiny bits right there, right? Like there was like something, like they had a difference and they have to split apart because of it, kind of thing. We'll grab that in a minute, but right, they had like some kind of argument or some kind of disagreement, and they split apart. Even though Lawrence tried to split apart amicably, right? Master Willem felt like he was being betrayed, but probably just because he was being left alone. And he reminded him to, well, you know, Lawrence said that he's not going to forget what he said, you know, by their adage was, you know, to fear the old blood. Right? He said he won't forget to fear the old blood. And what does that mean? We'll talk about that later. They have a blood-drunk hunter. Beckons hunters to the hunter's nightmare. The formed creature will whisk you away outside Odin Chapel. So this is the item to get into the DLC, and that's the only hint they give you. You know, if you've been out in Odin Chapel, a lot of times you won't even notice like a deformed creature, right? So they're kind of vague with that. We'll take a look at that next time. But that's the key item you need to get into the DLC. Funny enough, I do believe there used to be a glitch where if you didn't have the DLC and you summoned the buddy in who had the Eye of a Blood-Drunk Hunter, you would get access to the DLC, right? Because it would read someone having it and then it would give it to you when you go back to the Hunter's Nightmare. I mean, the Hunter's Dream. I do think they patched that out, so hope you guys got it beforehand. And we'll rock this, or we'll just put the top hat on. And we'll put our levels
Welcome. What is it? Very well.
Let's stay focused on our vitality for now. We'll try to get it to like at least you know, 1,000 count.
Farewell, good Hun. May you.
And we didn't fight anything else, right? That was the only boss we fought. We didn't get anything. So we'll just hold on to these souls. Right, we didn't get anything else. And I do think I want to wrap up the stream up, guys. Real quick, guys, if you're watching on YouTube, thank you for watching, guys. I would hope you watch me live. There's a link to my channel in the description of the video. My name is Frank Callis, by the way, and I stream as often as I can. Usually on the weekdays, folks. For those of you watching on Twitch, I do thank you for stopping by. I hope you like the Rifle Spear so far. It is a pretty strong weapon, as you can see. I'll be honest, the moveset is pretty bland, but and it has like some glaring weaknesses. Right, you can see the hitbox isn't great, and on a lot of larger enemies, unless their weak spot is like very readily available to you, you will suffer a little bit. So you will have to have a backup weapon at some point. Keep that in mind, or a really good pistol. But so far, it's serving us pretty well. You just got to be dedicated to it. And with that said, I do thank you guys. We'll take a look at the build before we stop. So we have this is the build, guys. Keep that in mind if you're following along at home. We will continue with it. It is not done yet. It's going to go to 120. And yeah, guys, we're going to wrap it up. Guys, have a great weekend. I'll catch you later. Prime, see ya. Yeah, it is definitely not the best. It's definitely not the best, right? But you could make it work if you really like this kind of weapon. This is actually some people's favorite weapon, like mine. But like I said, I do realize it's not the greatest weapon, right? I think that certain weapons hold that, the Chickage, the the whirligig saw, etc., etc. But yeah. Have a good night, guys. I'll catch you guys Monday. Guys, have a great weekend. I'll catch you next time. See you later.